Child, you gotta do it while you're scared. Because let me tell you, I am absolutely terrified. You gotta do it while you're scared. Whatever you're thinking about doing, oh man, I've been thinking about this, I've been running it over, mulling it over, ruminating, all kinds of things, all up in my head, all day, all night, child. Just go for it. What's the worst that can happen? You fail? What's so bad about failing? You know, successful, rich, hold on. Successful, wealthy, okay, abundant people prosper off of the success that they have cultivated in their life, but that success isn't possible without failure, because failure is a step in success. And that's how you can really appreciate it and learn how to maintain it and learn how to grow it. And it takes the fear factor out of it when you've already seen, hey, what's the worst that can happen? I fail? Well, I'll just get up and try again. When you have that resilience and you have love for what you do, when you really love what you do and you're really proud of who you are, you know, and sometimes it just takes time to cultivate that. But you've got to pour into yourself and start that self-love journey now. You're worth it, you know, and it's not going to be perfect. What even is? I think some of the most beautiful things are just, they're really natural things. They're not all airbrushed and polished and photoshopped, and you know, it just comes as is, beautifully and wonderfully made. And I want you to know that's who you are, and you're worth it every time, babe. You're worth it every freaking time, Ashe. So, you know, I want to share a little bit about my story, because I quit my 9-to-5. Y'all could go to that video. I'm gonna put it somewhere around here. Okay, check it out. But I quit to be an oracle, you know, and I was like, I'm going to invest my time, energy, and resources in making this. I want my baby to grow for real, right? I want to expand. I want to really expand and maximize my potential, you know, with the readings and the calls that I have, the sessions I have with my clients. They're amazing, they're beautiful, they're transformative, and I'm like always thinking to myself, how can I be better? How can I take this to the next level? Because I see this growing beyond measure, like beyond what I can conceive in my mind right now. And that's, you know, that's a vast vision that I have. So I'm like, man, look, I'm telling you, you're not delusional. And it doesn't always hurt to be a little bit delusional, let me tell you that. Because it may not be clearly physically evident around you. You could be in a whole other circumstance. But hold your vision strong, okay? Allow yourself to be a bit quote-unquote delusional. Because that is actually a reality that is real. That is a timeline that actually exists for you. That's why you envision it. And that's why it's so vivid. So take time every morning, every night, when you're in prayer, meditation, you know, even when you're just having kind of a natural meditation as you get ready. You know, I see doing my makeup as a meditation. You know, I'll just do my makeup, listen to my little music or little podcasts, or just in silence. I'll listen to frequencies to balance out my chakras. And I'll make makeup a beauty ritual and just a calm acknowledgement of self. And just acknowledging my beauty and enhancing that. To me, that's a form of self-love. And in those moments, I'm just also imagining my dream life. And I know I'm already my dream person, you know, but you have to remind yourself of that, because there's going to be days you're not feeling yourself. You'd be like, I'm not feeling like that guy. I'm not feeling like that girl. But guess what? When you have the love and the resilience for yourself and what you do and on your path, know that the signs are always around you, and you can always find some confirmation, relief, comfort, and guidance on your path. So try not to let yourself get blinded by fear. Try not to sit in a certain vibration, because fear really is an illusion. And when you have love, I mean, anything is possible. Love is a very strong creative force. The most powerful there is. And I don't mean you lovey-dovey, oh my god, like I don't mean that, you know. And you know, that's cute, we love romance, right? But I mean love. I mean love. Like you feel that in your soul. Like I'm getting chills. I felt the weight of that in my chest. Your heart, your soul, your essence, your consciousness. Let that be filled with the love that you are. Embody and embrace it. And really ask yourself, okay, what feels right in this moment? And just keep moving towards that. It could be just the littlest thing. Just, okay, let me just stand up. That feels right in this moment. Okay, let me walk over to the kitchen. Okay, that feels right. Okay, let me fix myself a cup of tea. Okay, that feels good. Now I'm thinking about different tea blends, different 1, 2, 3. You know, now your creative juices are starting to flow. Now you're tapping into your sensuality. And that keeps you focused and present, right? On the plane that we're in. So you can maneuver through this dense 3D physical plane with ease and grace, right? Then you can start to alter the fabric of the reality we live in. You can influence people, uplift people, inspire people with your vision. So know that your love is contagious. It's very contagious, but so is your fear. So also be aware of who's around you, because energy, especially if you're an empath, shout out to the gang. If you're an empath, you know what I'm talking about. You know, you got to be very careful about who you're surrounding yourself with, because some people, it's just their vibration is exacerbating, you know, a little doubt or a little fear that you had. So they could be projecting those, you know, fears and limits, those beliefs onto you and keeping you in a certain vibration. So now again, we have free will. So remember to try to cultivate as high a vibration for yourself. And if you have to be silent about it, you don't have to tell people about this timeline. You don't have to tell people about your ideas and your dreams and your plans and your goals. If you feel like you're not surrounded by people that can protect it and that can nurture it and genuinely support you in that and help you to get there, help you to fulfill your destiny, right? Just preserve the best of yourself for yourself and for those who reflect the best of yourself to yourself and you them. You know, it's a mutual thing. It's contagious. When you get around the right people, a lot of great things start happening. When you get around the wrong people, child, life gets really ratchet really fast. So I want to leave you with that. You know, I didn't want to make it super long or dragged out or anything. That's just a message I wanted to share with you and impart, because I've been experiencing some fear lately and overthinking and just overwhelm, you know, just as a businesswoman, just wanting to make sure everything is just amazing and perfect and blah, blah, blah. And that's not how life always goes. This is a journey, and Earth is a training ground with many, many lessons available for us to learn. And I was just really feeling the weight of those lessons last week. So I wanted to share that with you as I'm kind of coming into the freshness and, you know, the other side of that. But I know that life is always going to have its challenges, and we just have to know how to navigate with grace as the challenges inevitably arise and fall. Okay, so I'm sending you so much love and light. And of course, you guys know, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, that link is in the bio. Okay, keep going, and I'm sending you so much love and light. Peace.